Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibrations, and I'm here with your Capricorn New Moon Collective Update. Sorry if the video decides it's doing this thing where it wants to zoom in and out. As always, I think it's trying to adjust to the lighting, but my lighting situation, as you can see, is not ideal at nighttime when I'm in this space. So we're gonna work with it. But as we continue to go into our new year, Capricorn energy is one of my favorites, and I do have a lot of information today to go over with you guys. This is definitely going to be a long one. I know my videos are normally 15 minutes long anyway, but I'm excited to share this with you. So, I love Capricorn energy once again, but I also feel because I have Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with this lighting situation where it's just like, looks like it's trickling across. Yeah, I will say if you see some lighting from over there, the TV is on. I'm watching the Flyers. I'm watching hockey right now. But with, we'll get back into it. But I don't have any cards to pull for you today, so this is very jam-packed with information. And so the most important thing that we need to take from this new moon is that the things that we have either been manifesting or want to take action on to create something or bring something into our lives for a long-term goal, and this is the leeway and this new beginning and the light kind of being shown upon almost for us to take that. And Spirit wants us to really ask ourselves and feel this within when I say this. What will it take you to be successful? What will benefit you in the long run? Do you have what it takes to put the effort in? And look back to the Mercury retrograde that we had over the last few weeks of December. This particular new moon is happening in your house, depending on the area. Obviously, check your birth chart. But whatever that first aspect of that retrograde was, it really showed you where you needed to take more action. Thought processes on how to take action, implement it more into your daily life. And so, what can you do to make this better? What can you do to push this more into your life? And so, the Saturn Karmic Council actually came in to give us some, not really, I want to say, great things, but they want to remind us. They didn't really talk much because they wanted me to kind of take the floor with it about karma, but this is a great time, they said, to set new karma. And what I mean by this is karma is something that we come into this life, whether any lifetime, whether you believe in past lives or not. It's a balancing, I call it, of the scales. It's a balancing of duality. It is a balancing act in which we feel that we have no control over, but we do. And it's always seen as something negative, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm kind of tired of hearing about people saying, like, you know, what did I do to deserve this? What did I, playing the victim mentality when it comes to karmic energy. And so, I'm going to clear this up. And karma, yes, Saturn rules karma, it rules time, it rules, oh my god, I can't think of everything, but those are the main things that it rules, and it rules the father energy in life too. So if you're looking at a birth chart and you want to see about somebody's father and how their father is in this lifetime towards them, or how their perception will be, that's a great place to look. But karma plays out in so many different ways. And what it is you may find that I'm just going to give an example, because the best example that I can give is myself, because I'm going through my Saturn return right now. And so I have a Saturn in 6th house Pisces. And what that means is I'm learning to set boundaries in my daily life. I am maturing. Saturn is all about maturity, growing up, putting in the work, not getting rewarded until you put the work in to do it. See? Capricorn energy, essentially. And it can be very tough because you have to get it right. You have to kind of stand your ground. And so in my daily life, I have seen two pivotal points. There's obviously the law of opposition. There is the one point in the aspect where I have probably had a very strict daily life, where there was a set routine, where there was a place where I can kind of have a set schedule and healthier habits. And then as I got older and saw that opposite side of the stricter schedule, having what I needed and having a more strict schedule, to having completely nothing with Pisces, where it's boundaryless. I worked a job in retail where the scheduling was completely opposite. I went from being in school, daily routine, to my mom when I was a kid, having us in bed at a certain time, eating certain foods, not getting into certain habits. And then there was this less boundaryless part where I was getting up at 6 a.m. to go to work, or getting up at 3 a.m. to be at work, for 6 a.m. to be at work the next day, possibly at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was a very different and pretty much a boundaryless way. So there's those two pivotal points. And so to get to that middle point, this is where Saturn comes in. I have to do the work to find that balance and to get what I want, to get to the middle point. So karma isn't always too necessarily something that we know at surface level. And I'm going to be honest with you guys on that. That is a very surface level karma situation when it comes to my personal karma and what I'm working through. When we also talk about karma on a societal level, or even another kind of different spiritual level, I always wondered why growing up I really didn't have the loving family life that I always essentially wanted to have. And I say wanted because I remember talking to one of my friends about this. And so she told me that in a past life, or my last life maybe, I had a very loving family, very, very loving family. And now my soul signed up to be on that opposite side of that karma, to understand what it was like to not have a loving family. So I could put that, once again, that whole experience, loving family, not a loving family in my eyes, to a pivotal point where I have learned and grew from that. And so when you hear about karmic partners, when you hear about all these different things, when you hear about karma on a 4D, 3D level, which we are in now, versus that 5D, it really puts a different perspective on it. And so when we also hear karma, it's also about what you put out and the decisions that you make. So essentially, I hate to say this to everybody, but some of the karma that you are dealing with, the things that you created either in a past life, and I personally believe too that we, like I said, we don't always control all of the karma, but sometimes when we make our soul contracts, we don't understand how deep that karma is. And so we have to be very careful right now, because what you give out is what you receive back. That is also karma. And so karma doesn't just happen it happens at all levels, 3D, deep soul, to also in other realms, but also in your almost everyday daily actions. So the Saturn Karma Council said what you give or what you make of your situations is what you get back. And me being more into the Wiccan religions, it kind of says, they say threefold. Well, what you give out is what you get back threefold. And this goes the same thing in your lifetimes. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you decide to cheat on that person, or that one person, or somebody, and it's a decision that you made here on Earth, let's just say in a next lifetime, or if you come back to Earth, or even if you go to another planet in another consciousness that has a 3D, 4D level to sort out that karma, you will be the one essentially that will be cheated on, to understand what that means. And so you can look at it in all different ways. And so it is very important to know that this year, and it's starting us off this year, and knowing that if you put out good, you'll get it back. And same with your lifetime. So if you do bad things in lifetimes, you will have to repay that and understand that on opposite levels. And I know it sounds deep, but they want you to be very wary of the actions and the choices that you decide to make, because you will reap the benefits, good or bad, either way. And so then they told me to kind of descale it a little bit, and let's go into Capricorn energy and what you're seeing. So Capricorn energy, once again, one of my favorites, it's feminine. It is not masculine. I hate when people tell me that, this is like earth, it's an earth sign, so it's about drive, passion, or not passion, but it's more Sagittarius, but dedication, ambition. They turned it into a very masculine sign, and it's not. And so it's a slow energy, like earth. Slow and steady wins the race. It's the most mature out of all the earth signs. Obviously, Saturn is its ruler. Its symbolism is a sea goat. And what it also governs is, once again, father energy, government. And with this being said, because of the axis, the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer. And so Cancer is about family. And so governments and any other institutions outside of family that you go outside of the family unit is considered something that Capricorn governs. And so it can be governments, it can be other groups that you belong to, and other societal institutions. Obviously, long-term goals, your career, the hard work, dedication, long haul life's work, and also spiritual mentors and teachers. The Cancer axis, I got a couple minutes left, but the Cancer axis is all about the feminine, and it's the actual portal and gateway into our solar system. And so there is a portal, I was told, in the constellation of Capricorn for the Ascendant Masters. And so I take this as the Ascendant Master sign. I take this as Christ consciousness sign. I take this as a very spiritual sign, not necessarily when it comes to awakening, but think about it. From Sagittarius energy previous, which is about the passion, the drive, the learning, the wisdom in life, to Capricorn, which is where you take all that passion, drive, and wisdom that you've learned from Sagittarius to physically taking action and putting it into your reality and actually putting it in the tangible. That's what this energy is. It's taking everything you've learned previously from Scorpio all the way to Sagittarius and putting this into your life, whether that is through birth, reincarnation, or just literal things like we do in the 3D, 4D. So you guys are seeing new beginnings in your career, new beginnings in realizing you want to do more long-term goals, spirituality, so new beginnings in maybe getting in with the spiritual mentor or teacher, or uplifting or ascending to different areas of life. Seeing that you maybe need a teacher, maybe you're connecting with a God more, maybe you're connecting more with an ascendant master, Jesus, Kuan Yin. And I will say this, Martin Luther King, he had an ascendant master energy to him, which one I do not know, but definitely same thing. So it's crazy because Martin Luther King Jr., his day that we celebrate him is next week here in the US. So also seeing where you need to take action as well to make that's more about it is the ambition, the drive, the new beginning into taking this from whatever happened with the retrograde into these long-term goals that you want to implement. And this is one of the absolute greatest times to manifest your long-term goals. So I would say I'm posting this the day before. If you can, take the next week to 2 weeks to take this energy. I'll probably say more about in the week because the closer it is you are to the quote-unquote new moon portal area energy, closer you are, the better it is. But great time to manifest your long-term goals and to really sit down and see where you can make a game plan and take action to physically put this into your tangible reality based off of passion projects and things that you've always wanted to do, and seeing how you can make it work, and maybe not being right now, stepping into that earth energy and realizing, we are more than what meets the eye. You're capable of anything that you want to do. And Spirit saying do not let the things I told you about karma really get caught up with you, but keep it in mind as you go through and make your changes too, giving out what you receive. So being nice to somebody, giving compliments, you'll receive. I always say, like the Wiccans rule, threefold back. So if you give out compliments, you'll get three compliments back. You're mean to people and nasty to people, well, guess what? Somebody else is going to be mean and nasty to you 3 times back. Always something that I keep in mind to keep my karma balanced, to understand that no matter what karma is, it still lives in my life, good or bad. There is no dividing line between it. To create an understanding, you will always balance out the wheel, good or bad. Just make choices from love, from your heart, and move that way so you can create the best life, the best lifetimes, and the best experiences that your soul can have. So until next time, my friends, namaste.